happened to go to Napa Valley for the weekend to see my wife's boss, who was a home builder. And I looked around and I said to her, we should buy a place here. And like a week later, we did and started growing wine grapes. And that was my first inclination about liking agriculture. It was, I mean, it's hard not to like agriculture in Napa Valley because it's beautiful and the food is good and the climate is good and everybody's happy up there. But anyway, so I did, and we started doing that. And we still have that today. We have a little winery, Bravante Vineyards in Napa Valley, and we make premium, Bordeaux varietal wines, and it's very small but very good. Living in Napa Valley for me, a deal junkie, was not a great way for me to make a living. We lived up valley by St. Helena, so to go anywhere was 2 hours. And anyway, I had met a family when I was in public accounting in Newport Beach, the Kirchie family, which is a prolific ag family turned real estate developer in the 50s. And, when I was a young guy, I always wanted to work for, I used to beg the old man, Kirchie, I want to come work for you guys. I want to come work for you guys. I want to be a deal partner of you guys. And he always told me, he said, listen, we're terrible to work for, but we're great partners. So he said, when you learn something, learn how to do things, and then come back. So when this all happened, right, I'm up in Napa, we have some money, we're okay, but we need to our career to keep going. I went to the Kirchies and said, I'm ready. And they said, we are too. And in the 90s, we did a lot of transactions in Southern California, and we were living in Newport Coast. Kobe Bryant lived on our street, some Russian mafia. I mean, 8 houses, and 3 of them made us crazy. So everything's going well. And my wife and I decided we're going to move back to Napa. And we're going to go back there, and we are going to raise our children in Napa Valley. At this point, we have 3 small young boys. And, we just didn't, all the hoopla with Kobe and these rough Russian guys were kind of weird. And we just didn't feel comfortable. We had a great house there, with Newport Coast, a big, giant, beautiful house. But, it just didn't feel right to us. So right around this time, we started buying mobile home parks with a financial partner in Boston named AEW Capital. So we put together about $50 million. We started buying mobile home parks. And then we had this lame idea to get in the retailing side of it and sell the houses too. The biggest retailer in the country was in Visalia, California. They're doing 50, 60 houses a month. It was a giant operation. So we decided we're going to buy this. And I agreed to go there for a year and start, make sure that we close the deal correctly. The management's good, blah, blah, blah. We get to Visalia, it's a little farming town, and we just felt comfortable raising our kids here, and we've stayed here ever since, basically for them. And at this point, my experience with agriculture is wine grapes in Napa Valley and 10 acres of them. So very small. It doesn't seem small up there, but